what would you say would be your biggest achievements?
I think first, the confidence. I've been able to talk and I can explain and I can give instructions. That's what I do every day. This was a complete different angle, something I hadn't done. So like the confidence that whenever at the start, like we said, like the first video was almost like a write-off in the morning while you warmed up. But as we progressed through the summer and the weeks of videoing, it did become more natural to both of us. Like we could come in first thing in the morning and it would be just as good, if not better, while we were fresh then than at the end of the day whenever we were more tired. So that like would definitely be one.
A lot of people watching this are small businesses and working out how much of AI they should be applying and implementing. So let's look at it from a number. Well, up until this time last year, going back 365 days or whatever, we were getting 30,000 views pretty much in the course of a year, whereas now we're getting 120,000 views. So there's been a 4 times increase in the number of people viewing our content to do with Baskets Galore. That has a big impact. You know, look, I'm not saying that that's going to make you a lot of money, because I think you take off a couple of those zeros in terms of conversion metrics as a business. What does it actually convert through to your bottom line? I think it produces very little, if anything, but it is increasing your brand awareness. It is keeping you within the relevancy filters as well. And I think long term, it's going to be absolutely essential to staying in business, to have so many social factors impacting upon your business. They're almost like votes that this is a real business rather than it being something that somebody has popped up to make a fast buck on. I think that the critical evaluation skills of humans is increasing exponentially. To be able to just sort of know that feels false, that is real or whatever. You can't pull the wool over people's eyes as easily as you can. So I think the greatest achievement is that it's quadrupled the number of people viewing or knowing about your website. And that is, it sounds funny, but that is 90,000 of views that you haven't had to pay for, because a lot of the display or cross-network type of stuff or advertising on other people's content production or whatever, it's not, I would say, directly targeted marketing sufficiently. There's too much money spent in that field. It's actually creating a sort of like an invasion of privacy as well in terms of all of these cookies. It's understood how powerful direct marketing is. And so because of that, there's all of these restrictions on gathering of that data. And I've never wanted to do that. I've never wanted to follow people around the internet. I've never wanted to bring a CRM into the company, which is following people around and trying to anticipate when they're going to buy. I just want to be findable. I want to be here or hereabout, and I want to compete with other businesses on the basis of quality, control, efficiencies, profitability, all of those old school metrics of business. I would say that's a big achievement to have 90,000 views of your business. Now, some of those people are not going to be interested in buying from you, but they are aware that there is a little hamper company or a gift basket company whereby there's a couple of people talking about how to do these ones. That is a big achievement commercially. Personally, I think I've got more comfortable speaking into it. I've created an ability to maybe summarize things a little bit more. Maybe you would disagree, but I'm interested in it as well. I'm interested in how it can actually advance humanity, how it can advance the communication, rather than it just being about adverts following you around all the time. To me, that seems too mathematically and scientifically clinical. I prefer something which is a little bit more creative, a journey, imagination, something that you can enjoy. I think that would be the greatest personal achievement. And then the biggest commercial achievement is the fact that the number of people finding your business is much higher than if you hadn't have done it. You know, you would maybe be looking too much at science.
My communication skills are very different. The way I like explain things, break things down. So that was definitely a new way. I think just the progression that we saw, like I haven't actually watched any of the videos because I don't want to, but I'm sure if we did watch the first ones to the last ones, there would be like a huge difference because like we could feel it. So I'm sure you'd be able to see it.
I think that's a really good one. I think the more you see with AI being just feel, and that's the conventional wisdom, isn't it? Just start and feel. That's all well and good, people giving that advice. It's like we can all see everybody else's problems, can't we? We can all see what your weakness is. Can we see it ourselves? It tends to be more difficult to do that. So I think we iterated, we failed fast, and we kept on failing spectacularly well, and it's documented. And now we can look back at those failures and say, hey, they're not that bad, because we actually got to a stage whereby we advanced ourselves quite dramatically. And in this season, it's going to be interesting how timely we are, how much more to the point we are, and there'll be a natural connection from having experienced that last year. And I have used this idea of AI being your application and application being AI, because I do see that in terms of this, yes, just feel, but it becomes almost silly, doesn't it? Whenever you're feeling, and people's almost like deliberately feeling to like go, look how stupid I have been, but I gain a monetization from being bad at it. And that'll take you so far. I wanted it to be sustainable. I wanted it to be a time-stamped journey line. It's the same people doing it as last year. You're not working here full time. You are following your career path that you've come in here to maintain the continuity. You're a full-time teacher. You'll come back in here at the summertime. So it is time defined. You can see that journey of progression.